What's going on, guys? This is Wyatt Marine Outdoors. Today we are driving to the skipjack. Right now we actually have a goose hunt tomorrow that we're going to be heading up tonight for. But while I have the day off, which has been unusual lately because I've been hammering it back down on work and stuff, but I got some time to put the motor back on the skipjack. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video on the boat, and the restoration kind of took a break for a while during duck season and stuff like that, you know, just the way life goes. And anyways, we're gonna hopefully get this, actually not hopefully, we are gonna get this baby back on today, and then within this week sometime we gotta test her and make sure that the water pump is pumping and everything's all good, and then we'll take her for a little buddy boat spin. And yeah, that's about it. So anyways, that's what we're doing today. Come along with us. Should have my buddy Luke there and maybe my Uncle Dave there. We'll see what happens if he comes by. And yeah, that's about it. Let's go do it. Alright, sorry guys, I kind of started the video late here. I got the motor on. It was just a real big pain, so I didn't want to film with it, you know, with me putting it on and stuff. But so far, we got this guy on here. So what we got to do, these are all greased up and stuff. I greased up the shift cable, so we got to go back in to the inside here and make sure it's all the way through. And then what we're going to start working on is the O-rings and the pivot caps and stuff like that for the starboard and port side. And then we got to put our ground wire, you know, little stuff like that. And then I got to go in, put the prop on, and then we'll be pretty much ready for testing. And it's kind of ironic, while I'm putting my stringer Outdrive on, there's a stringer Outdrive parked right next to me. Alright, so this is where I just have to make sure the shift cable comes all the way through. Seems like it has. It's all the way up here, so that is a good sign. It's all in position. I can't get any more slack in, so that's good. I like that, and I am happy. Alright guys, so now we're going to be putting on the pivot caps here, and you start with this O-ring. Grease all your O-rings. Need to find my grease. Here it is. Get them all nice and greasy. Now this part does have a zert fitting, and I have pre-greased everything, but because the zert fitting really just gets the outside, you got to make sure that this O-ring has a decent amount at least on there, you know, make it easy. And then we're going to pop that O-ring in there, roll her right in nicely, bam. So besides the O-ring in there, there's also a cork gasket that needs to go in there. It needs to go into this second hole here. So I'm just going to grease him up a bit, just so he fits in nicely. it sticks in there. So there we go. There's that cork gasket. Let's see if I can actually put it in the pivot cap or something. There we go. Like that. Alright, so now we're gonna align everything up, and the plate has a top, so you make sure that's on the top, you know, so you don't flip it like this or anything like that. You want everything in a nice orderly fashion. So we're gonna follow that. We're gonna get our nuts here. Our cork gasket's still staying on there nicely. And then we want our anti-seize. Put a little anti-seize on these guys. You know, all this stuff is exposed to salt water and corrosion, stuff like that, so anti-seize is very needed. And we're going to position it correctly, get the right top. Put one in one corner for now, and then one in the other corner, and then we'll put the other two on after, but I just want to get this placed. Okay guys, so I'm not going to show the port side because it's the same procedure, but what I do want to show is this clean out pivot cap. So pretty much way back when you had the stern drives and stuff like that, you didn't have what you have today with the clip on at the bottom, and then you just turn on the hose and do that. Somehow you had to get into the water system. So the way they used to do it, and actually OMC in their manuals used to teach you how to make them until they finally came out with one. And then that is like super expensive to get nowadays. Those are super rare, but like I said, you can make one. This was actually made by my uncle. He had an older one that he made and stuff, and all it is a hose bib connection connected into the back of the pivot cap. I believe he just JB welded it, but you know, you can do whatever you need to do to get it done. OMC, I believe the manual has, like, you know, a bunch of gaskets and a nut on the back end and stuff, but anyways, that's what it is. That just is the way we hook up a hose and are able to flush out the water system, so that when we go in salt water and stuff like that, it doesn't corrode the engine from the inside. Okay guys, another important thing about the port side is that we have this ground wire here. Now this ground wire pretty much runs the entire Outdrive, meaning that if you don't have this ground wire hooked up, it won't work, because this is an electrical shift drive, so it needs current going through. And so this ground wire is going to come from here, and it's going to go on the outside of the pivot cap on a bolt. And then we also need to make sure that we have this guy connected onto a thing, so if we're running and this gets loose or whatever and falls out, it doesn't fall into the water. We can never get it again, because we'd have to stop the boat and stuff and then plug this. So as long as we have this cap, it'd be fine, you know, and that's just in case of emergencies. It shouldn't fall off or do anything like that, but you never know on the water. You just want to be extra safe. Yeah,
just tilt it kind of where you had it. Yeah. Doesn't sound like it's binding or anything.
No, it sounds good.
That's good right there.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right, guys, we are all done. We got a little visit from Uncle Dave. Hung out, talked a little bit, finished up, but I pretty much did it all by myself. Wasn't that big of a deal. But we now have the motor on. We got to put some gear case oil in it, lower drive unit oil in it, you know, the whole 9 yards. And then we got to start her up. But she tilted well, she steered well. And now all we have to make sure is that water is pumping good. That was the original problem with it. So if water's pumping and that baby is cooling off, we're good to go fishing, babies! Woo!